looking through the book and looking through the names, and he finds the Italian Stallion. He wants it for the name. Sounds good. Plus, he's an Italian. And what better way to get it on and on Thanksgiving than with somebody from the ancestry of Columbus that discovered America, right? And so that's kind of cool. Rocky still hasn't been picked yet. He doesn't know anything. We find Rocky, he's walking to Polly's house because he's got a crush on Adrian, Polly's sister. And, you know, he only asked about 15 times, are you sure she knows I'm coming? You sure she knows I'm coming? And, oh, she's very excited, right? So they get home, and, of course, Adrian doesn't know. Poor thing. I mean, ladies, right? Right?
Yeah.
Whether you're married or it's your brother or whatever, you kind of want a little bit of heads up, right?
Right.
And so here he comes, and, you know, she knows Rocky. He's always going in the pet store and cracking corny jokes, kind of like I do. And he's got a crush on her, and oh, but she's kind of mortified. She's embarrassed, you know what I mean? She's caught off guard. She's got the turkey in the oven. And we see what happens with the turkey. We'll hit that in a minute. But the point is, there's just a lot going on, and there's nothing really happening, though, right? But it's setting the stage. It's setting the stage. And a lot of times, what I'm getting from this, see, look at it from Rocky's perspective. He's innocent. He's just going through his life. Ain't nothing happened yet. We talked a little bit, I think it was last week, being ready, in season and out of season, right? Being ready when your name is called. You never know when that's going to be. You never know when God's going to call your number and say, hey, what better way to get it on than with you, right here, right now? You just don't know. I'll tell you a quick story. It's in the journal, and I forget which page it's on. But I tell the story very humbly, and it is about me. But I was very in the right place at the right time, and I donated a kidney to a dude. I went to high school with a guy, and lost touch. This was back in 2000-ish, right about 2000. And I had gone to Arkansas to see family, Little Rock Airport, getting ready to fly back to California, and I see this young lady. And now she was in my sister's class. They were 2 years younger than me and Kelly, the guy I donated a kidney to. And I see her, like, hey, I recognize her. We weren't like close, but I knew she was in my sister's class. I went to a school like small. My graduating class was like 31 people. And so I go and hey, what is her name? I forget her name now, but I knew it at the time. Hey, how's it going? I was in school with your brother Kelly. You remember me? And you were in my sister's class? Oh, yeah. So how's Kelly? Hadn't heard from him since we graduated in 90, so 10 years. He's not doing good. Kidney failure, some kind of random disease, right? Just out of nowhere. He's got like 3% kidney function. He's already got the shunt ready for dialysis. For some reason, his dad, I think, was a match, but it wasn't working out for him to donate. I don't know why. But all I know is that in that moment at the airport, it's one of those supernatural things where God just kind of opens your mouth. And I wasn't trying to, I just felt God just say, well, I'll get tested, right? I'll get tested. And they kind of didn't take me seriously. Long story short, about 9 months later, because I did do some tests, and you go to different places because you got to have the right blood type, you got to have the right tissue, you got to have the right plumbing, the way things hook up. And no relation, it's a 1 in a million shot, but I'll be darned if it's not just like a perfect match. And there was something. It's almost like, I don't want to say I was prophetic, and I didn't say, like, I never told anybody, I'm going to give this dude a kidney. But man, somewhere in my heart, somewhere, I had this little just gut feeling, a Holy Spirit feeling, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, I kind of knew right then and there in the airport that it was going to happen. Sure enough, it did. And man, it was a great testimony for the Lord. Great testimony for him. His wife was pregnant at the time. He may have never even seen that child born. They honored me by naming their son. They gave him my middle name, so his middle name is my middle name. My middle name is Russell, Charles Russell Noakes, but that's how I go by Rusty. I've been Rusty ever since I was little, but my actual middle name is Russell. Unfortunately, this kid's first name is Jack. So I don't know if that was a joke or they were trying to honor me or play a joke on the kid. But hey, you never know when your number's going to get called. The Lord works in mysterious ways, right? We're going to see in the next few episodes. We're going to see. What up, Gabe? And y'all can comment. I promise you I'll get back to your comments later. Thanks for joining us, by the way. So you never know when your number's going to get called, right? God works in mysterious ways. Rocky, we're going to see in a little while, these next few episodes, a whole lot of this really confusing, not even confusing, it's just like oblivious transitional moment is going to start to make sense. Adrian and Rocky, they're going to get tight. Okay, I don't want to give too much of this away, but all we see right here is like all this weirdness. Rocky's out, he's clueless, he's just bumping through life, no direction, no purpose, he's not training, okay? He's not ready for such a time as anything. He's looking for his next meal. Adrian, you know, she's as shy as you can get, but we're about to see a whole bunch of things. God's up to something in your life. He's up to something in your life, even when it doesn't make sense, even when you get blindsided. Because another thing that the Bible's going to tell you, and it's in Romans 8:28, in the book of Romans, it says that God works together all things for good for those that love the Lord, that's key, and are called according to his purpose. So if you're a Christian, if you're a Christ follower, and you got all this chaos, because at any given moment, I've got some questions, okay? I follow God, I follow his promptings. I can't promise you that I get it 100% right all the time. You know, you're supposed to be hearing from the Lord, walking closely, and you're doing the things that you feel him to do. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but it doesn't work out according to who? According to you? According to me? I'm just faithful to follow. And hey, if I hear wrong, he's faithful to correct me. And I'm not saying that I'm not guessing. I mean, honestly, I don't have the whole God thing figured out. I walk with him, I talk with him, I hear from him. I know you do too, okay? But if I could explain God, and if you know exactly at every given moment why things are happening the way they're happening and what's going to be the outcome, and bottle that up and let's go into business, right? And I want to talk to you because it's not like we've got the crazy 8 ball where you shake it up. Okay, God, do I take this job? Right? And then I forget even what does the crazy 8 say? Some of the funny answers that the crazy 8 gives you, right? Not today. Never in a million years, whatever. Shake it up. All right. Should I stay or should I go now? Should I break up? Whatever the case, right? Do I quit my job? So-and-so's really bugging me. Do I talk to him? Shake it up. What does God say? You know, you plug in, you listen to him. And you do it in integrity. You obey in integrity and in faith. And you leave everything else to him. But you've got to train. Don't be like Rocky at this point in the movie, right? Don't be like Rocky. Have a purpose. Train. We're not just working out. We're not just sweating. We've got intention. We've got a goal. We've got a prize that we're shooting for. And I'll tell you something else. I'm going to land it right here. It's in the book of Genesis. Y'all remember the story of Joseph, right? Sold into slavery. Had the coat of many colors. He had gone to bury his dad, Jacob. Now remember, his brothers that sold him into slavery, and they were jealous, right? They go bury Jacob. At this point, they know who Joseph is. He's revealed his identity. For a while, they didn't recognize him because he went from being, in a pit, and then he had to run from Potiphar's wife because she came on to him. He goes to prison, right? You talk about some okay, God, I'm doing everything right. What? Huh? Don't good things happen to good people and bad things happen to bad people? He causes the rain to fall on the righteous crops and the unrighteous crops. But so they go bury Jacob, and then the brothers get nervous, and they're like, all right, Dad's dead, we're toast. Because now Joseph, he's probably going to kill us. He's like second only to Pharaoh. They're scared, all right? And Joseph tells them, what you intended for evil, God intended for good. So even if somebody intends something evil and takes your coat and tells your dad that you got eaten up by a lion and throws you in a pit and then makes a couple of dollars by selling you to some people and you go to jail and you're doing everything right and you're following God, dude, I get there. I get there. And I think we just had a lesson Monday night about never giving up. Because I tell you what, times happen like Joseph experienced. Dude, I can't say I wouldn't be like, peace. I love you, God, and I'm not going to lose my faith, But I think I'm just going to kind of go through the motions and be happy with just reading my Bible a little bit and being a good little boy. Because this being sold out kind of deal is stinking hard. Anybody relate to that? So I'm going to leave it right there. What we are all about is being Christ fit. And I'm going to tell you our why in case you're listening or listen to this later. Our why is this. The reason why we want to be and need to be spiritually and physically fit is because spiritually and physically you will weather the storms of life. And you will also soar much higher when the sun shines. When you're spiritually and physically fit. You will fade the heat from spiritual attack. You will fade the heat from physical attack, sickness, injuries. But when the sun's shining, and you got to make hay when the sun's shining, right? When you're fit, run and gun, baby. When you go to China, run and gun. You're going to be walking them streets and have your little hat on and all that good stuff, and you're going to be trucking. Spiritually, when the sun's shining, when God calls your number and you're ready in season and out of season, and all of a sudden you got a chance for the championship fight, dude, I've been training. I might be nervous, I might feel out of my league, but guess what? I'm ready. If God wants to call me to it, He's going to see me through it. So we're going to land it right there. Do not forget, number one, eat a healthy, spiritual and physical diet, exercise, spiritually and physically, and do them both consistently. If you keep doing that, you cannot avoid getting spiritually and physically fit. It happens. Live the right lifestyle, results take care of themselves. So my feed's trying to cut in and out. We're going to land it. We're going to close this thing in prayer. Thank you guys for joining us, and God bless you. Check us out online. ChristFitFusion.fit. I think we're now back connected. We lost it for a minute, so we're going to say peace out. ChristFitFusion.fit. Get in touch. Come to a boot camp. Come sweat with us. Come have a good time. Praying for you guys. It's an awesome time. Thanks for joining us, and we're gone. Love you guys. Peace. And